Question number 5 on the pre-quiz, and yep, we've got the word problem. New York City is a popular field trip destination. This year and last, the senior class at Mac High planned trips there. Last year, the senior class rented and filled one van with 6 buses carrying 324 students. So when I add up all the kids in the van with all the kids in the buses, 6 of them, I'll get 324 kids. This year, the senior class filled 9 vans, so a lot more vans, fewer buses, only 3 buses, and took only 264 students. It's reasonable to assume that there's less kids in a van than in a bus, because we know about vans and buses, but also when you look at those numbers, it should be an indication to you. So the first thing that you want to point out is since every van had the same number of students in it as did the buses, so they're full and there were no missing seats or empty seats. How many students can a van carry and how many students can a bus carry? So the first thing you need to know is what the unknowns are here, and the X and the Y represent the unknown values in this question. And so if we go in order, we don't know how many kids fit in a van. We know one van holds some kids, but X will be equal to the number of kids in a van, whereas Y will equal the number of kids in a bus. So we know how many buses we have, and we know how many vans we have, and we know how many kids we have, but we don't know how many kids are in that van or in that bus, and that's where the algebra comes in. But once you've identified this basic situation right here, it's actually really quite easy to solve this question, because what we know is, and remember what we're trying to do, we're trying to find where the thing is the same for both equations. The same number of kids fit in vans as fit in buses, regardless of the year. So even though there's a different number of kids, we know that the same number of kids fits in vans in last year as in this year, and the same number of kids fit in buses as last year and this year. So what that means is in equation number 1, which would have been, let's say, last year, one van, which has I don't know how many kids in it, plus 6 buses, which has I don't know how many kids in it, gave me a total of 324 kids. Whereas over here for line number 2, that's line number 1. For line number 2, I get a slightly different rendering. I get 9 vans with God knows how many kids in each one, plus 3 buses with I don't know how many kids are in each of those, and that's equal to 264. So over here, I've got to solve for y, and over here I got to solve for y. I'm going to put it in terms of y, so I'm going to take away 1x from both sides, or minus x from both sides, and that's going to leave me with 6y is equal to negative x, negative 1x plus, put that 1 in there just to remind you, plus 324. I'll keep working off of this question right here. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 6 across the board, and when I do that, I get y is equal to, now negative 1 divided by 6, we're going to get another one of those repeating decimals, negative 1 divided by 6 is equal to, now be careful here, it's negative 0.16 repeating, but just the 6 is repeating. It's not 16 repeating, 16, 16, 16. It's just 1, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Excuse me. X plus 54. 324 divided by 6 is 54. Better make sure. 324 divided by, yep, there we go. All right. So that equation is isolated. Second equation, I'm going to subtract 9x there, subtract 9x there, and that's going to leave me with 3y is equal to negative 9x plus 264. Then I'm going to divide by 3, and I get y is equal to negative 3x plus 264 divided by 3, 88. And there's your second equation. Okay, so once you've set it up now, I'm just looking at a regular system. Nothing fancy here. I'm going to go negative 0 0.16 repeating x plus 54. And that's going to be equal to negative 3x plus that 88 over there on the right. Hang on to those repeating decimals. Keep as much of them as you can. We're going to add 3x to both sides. And we'll go 3 plus, excuse me, 0.1. Keep all those 6's. Make sure you got the negative in there. And you get 2.83 repeating on that 3. Plus 54 is equal to 88. Subtract the 54 from both sides to get rid of that addition. And right there you got a 34. So 2.83 x repeating on that 3 is equal to 34. Here comes the division now, same as last time. And divided by 2.8. Hang on to all those 3's. And look at that. 12. Sweet. So there's your x. We know that there's 12 kids riding out in every van, which leaves us with the number of kids we need on a bus. So we can pick either of the two lines in which to do that substitution for the x, and then we'll verify it with the other. Y is equal to negative 0.16 repeating. There's your 12, where the x used to be, and then we'll add 54 to that. So we can do that in one step on the calculator. If you take a look over here, 0.16 with all those 6's. Make that a negative. Times that by your 12. Hit equals there, and then we'll add that 54. And you can see you get 52 for the y. So we'll verify that with the other equation. Y is equal to negative 3 times 12, because we know the x is 12, and then we'll add that to the 88. Clear. 3 negative times 12 is equal to, and once again, 52 for the y. So put that back in context. We got 12 kids riding in each van, 52 kids riding in each bus, and a whole whack of kids off to New York. That's it. Good luck. See you later.